Welcome back to the Planning Pulse with me, Stacey Robbins. Now, Sam Batchelor, who normally joins me, has been on holiday, but he's catching up. So instead, I'm joined by a different Sam because there's an abundance of Sams here at Wealden. Welcome back to the Planning Pulse, Sam Pryor. I think it was episode 13 and 18 of the Pulse.
Oh, that's a while back.
Well, actually, we had quite a break, which was not intentional, but we were away for quite a while. So it sounds like a long time, but actually there was a big gap when no one was recording a Planning Pulse. So don't worry, but You're very welcome.
Thank you.
So today, in a second, we're going to talk about all things local plan.
Yeah.
But before, lots of people will know you, Sam, but for those that don't, do you want to say a little bit about yourself? Because you're sort of a bit of a ninja in terms of all activities planning.
That's kind. So at the moment, I work in planning policy team and kind of lead on anything development related to the local plan. So anything housing, employment, gypsy and traveller, lots of site assessments. But before that, before October 2024, I was a DM
officer, yeah.
And what started back in Wealden in 2003.
A long time ago.
Yeah. When we were in different offices and did DM primarily, went to different authorities, did different work for different organisations, and then came back to Wealden back in DM 2019.
Strategic sites, and the major applications team.
Indeed, yeah. So lots of like planning committee and reporting to members, which
and those bigger
really
sites.
Good. Yeah.
So all that knowledge is now obviously informing the production of the local plan.
Yes.
Which is what we're going to chat about, because I think timing's probably good to update people on where we are, because we've had, well, I'll let you tell us all about it in a second, but we've had two stages of Reg 18, haven't we? Formal Reg 18 and then a formal Reg 18, but called a targeted Reg 18. And then we've got a Regulation 19 coming up, and chat to lots of people, parish and town councils and interested people. And a lot of people don't understand what's going on. Where are we in the process? Crucially, where's the plan? So should we do a little bit of a quick roundup and then kind of what's coming next?
I think that's a good shout. And I think as well, it can seem quite fragmented, can't it, when you're on the outside? But the idea is it all pieces together.
Yeah.
So we've had with the direction of travel document initially, which we consulted on, which was kind of looking at our spatial strategy. What do we need to provide for in the district? Where should it go? Not just growth, but the infrastructure that goes with it. Are there policies we want to look at for protecting the environment and things? We then came out with the first Reg 18 kind of whole plan form in 2024. Did a big consultation, lots of public events, you remember?
Person, about
village
10 of those. Plus we had the virtual exhibition, which was really popular.
We did. And we got loads of responses back.
12,000?
So 12,000. 12,000 individual questions answered effectively. So we spent quite a bit of time going through those.
Because you have to, right?
Indeed.
Because that's the reason for asking, and there's a legal obligation to absorb all of those comments.
Yeah.
And I know that probably stating the obvious to say that, but you can't go through the process without doing a proper deep dive on all those responses once they're received.
And it's quite methodical, isn't it? You have to dive into them to go, right, what's the issue?
Yeah.
Have we missed anything? Are there things we need to look at? Can we do something differently?
Yeah.
Before you then amend it and adapt to your next stage.
Yeah.
And as well, it's changing context. So I suppose for us, we did that Reg 18 in 2024. NPPF changed, the standard
always
method.
Changing.
Always. Housing need went up, and we thought, do we need to reconsider this? In terms of our housing numbers, the need, the growth, etc., which was part of the reason we did the focus plan.
Which I call targeted.
Yeah.
Focused, is it?
Same.
Is that the wording?
That's our little acronym.
Right.
Focused primarily on sites and growth and how we were going to meet that increased need in the district. And I say primarily because it's looking at the whole plan, isn't it? We had a couple of policies in there around climate change, coastal management that we wanted to think about as well, and some spatial policies. So the focused plan was focused on those areas. Back out to consultation, back out to a number of events, village halls, lots of engagement. And this time we got over 3,500 responses, which you think, 12,000 last time, bit of a difference. But we changed the way we asked the questions. So we kept those quite focused as well.
Right.
And rather than asking, little chunks of questions across the plan. We kind of said, look, what do you think of this policy? What do you think of this site? Tell us all your views together.
Right.
So we actually had more people respond this time.
So more people responding, but fewer comments.
But fewer questions answered.
But it still needs to be processed, still needs to be catalogued and assessed and so on and so forth. We're at that stage, or?
We are.
Okay.
So we are now, compiling all of those. We have to publish a consultation statement, which sets out what we did when and what responses we got and how we've actioned them. So what's the Wealden, consideration of that? Is there anything that we've altered? Is there a policy we've changed because of it?
Right.
So that's what we're doing now.
Okay. And so when can people expect to see that? Do you know the rough timescales? Because that would be presumably ahead of the Reg 19, which we're going to come on to.
Yes, so the Reg 19, so we're going to publish, you'll see on our website, we've put an updated comment around next stages. And this might be jumping the gun, but we're going to full council 18th of September.
Okay.
So we will publish a lot of information around that time.
Ahead of that 18th.
It will be consultation statement. It will be the plan in its latest format. It will be lots of parts of the evidence base.
Right.
So we were expecting work on things like the water cycle study, updated HAB-REGS assessments.
That's to do with Ashdown Forest, penalty levels, a little bit of Lewis Downs maybe.
Things like the county-wide transport model, looking at, if you're proposing all of this growth across the district, what's the impact that's having on key junctions and key areas.
And this is a really quick cut into the point. Not that, I know you know this because you and the team live and breathe this, but I think there's probably a perception that, where's this plan? Why isn't it done? You've been out to consultation months ago, quick. Why haven't you just published a new plan? It's really complicated. It's informed at those stages by additional evidence. That evidence has to respond to consultation comments. And whichever way you slice it, it's time, right? And if you're doing it properly and you're doing your due diligence, it's going to take, it's not weeks, it's multiple months. So that's good then. So people can expect to see that mid-September once we publish the Reg 19. So what's the Reg 19? So is it the final plan? Is it the same as a Reg 18? Like, what can people expect? Because I think I know the answer. There's a little shake of your head. What can people expect to see?
This time you will see the whole plan in its format. So whereas with the focus plan, it was focusing on certain parts of the plan, this time we take a step back again and it's everything. It's every policy that we're proposing.
Right.
It's every site that we're proposing, every use, every area of our district, all of those policies around things like BNG, heritage, design, climate change. It's all encompassed.
There's a load of stuff in there about ancient woodland, isn't there?
Ancient woodland protections. So it's all together, so you can see how it all works together. What's interesting, I think, about Reg 19 is it's slightly different in terms of not the consultation process. You're doing 6 weeks, you're going back out, but you're really specific on what you're asking.
So the legal framework is prescribed by the regulations, isn't it? So we should probably tell listeners a little bit about that. All those watching.
What you're looking at, whereas with the Reg 18, you're asking for opinions on all and everything. Are we doing the right thing in the right place? This time you are asking, is this sound and is it legally justified? So you're looking at it against the regs. You're looking for soundness tests, which is set out in the MPPF. There's kind of 4 tranches to that.
Okay. Can you remember them?
Oh, there's a question. Positively prepared. So it needs to meet objectively assessed housing needs. So you need to start from scratch with that. There are things around working with duty to cooperate. So again, that's something that a lot of people don't see. But that's discussion with all of our shared partners, everyone we share a housing market area with. If you can't meet your need, can you help meet ours? Where is this growth going? Because plans don't stop at that boundary, do they? So looking at those things, and we also look at legal compliance. So is the plan in the LDS, local development scheme? Did we plan to do it? Have we consulted on it, set out in the statement of community involvement?
Right.
We did republish that a couple of years ago and look at things like consultation, the way we consult with people, using things like AI and things. It's all mentioned in there now. And sustainability appraisal. Okay. That's really important to make sure you've considered, you've undertaken an essay of the plan and the policies. And the
policies and the reason justification for those policies is all included within the essay.
All there.
So all of that will be done for Reg 19. So I know this is quite a neat way that you describe it in terms of that soundness and the legal principles. But if you're Mr. and Mrs. of, I don't know, say of Crowborough, and you're concerned about a particular allocation, and maybe they've previously engaged in the first Reg 18 and then the focused, are we asking people to write again at the Reg 19, I mean, and is it the same as maybe restating either support or an objection, or are we looking for something else?
So some people might look at it and go, it comes down to this soundness and this compliance. So you might look at it where you've made a comment on a site before and go, do you know what? Has the plan now that I see before me considered those things that I've raised?
Yeah.
Is it missing a vital piece of evidence that I've raised? Or is it not linking up, to some part of the sustainability appraisal? If there is a reason that people feel that it's unsound or not justified, then they can fill it out. There's a form that you will fill out and effectively say whether you feel it complies or not.
Okay.
And you can put your comments forward. You'll find we get a lot of responses again from partners and agencies, but again quite focused on those tests. But yeah, we will probably do, when we do the publication, it'll be put out there. We don't go out to the community in the same way we did at Reg 18.
In terms of the in-person events?
In-person events. This time it will be online. We're trying to let people know the dates for publication because you can factor it in. As I say, 6 weeks consultation starting, I think, the 21st of September is the plan. And then, it'll be 6 weeks from there. And then it's a very tight turnaround to receive those comments in, compile them and get the plan ready to submit by the end of the year.
So earlier on, you mentioned LDS, which is Local Development Scheme, which is effectively timetable of when we're going to do different bits and bobs. I know the LDS talks about submitting the plan before the end of this year.
Yes.
Still on track for that?
We are.
I know you said tight turnaround, but that means receiving those responses at the end of the 6-week publication for the Reg 19, absorbing them, processing them, and then creating that final plan for submission to the planning inspectorate. Doable?
Very doable. It's it's a busy
with
summer.
a grin,
with a grin of it's busy summer, but
tight,
actually I think where we are in terms of the Reg 18s that we've been through, the plan was focused. We've had lots of comments. We've had lots of evidence back. Now's the time to pull all of that together. And I think a lot of every authority in East Sussex is aiming for that same date, aren't they? So we're all marching on year end. Everyone's focused on it.
So that would create an examination in public early next year, based on all of this work.
Yeah.
It's really complicated, and I'm glad I don't work in policy because I'm sure I'll trip over my feet. But final question from me, I think you've answered it, but just so that avoidance of any doubt. Submission of the plan and all those stages right from the beginning in terms of the direction of travel, we will put everything in, won't we? Everything will be before the examination in public, which is overseen by an independent planning inspector, a bit like a planning appeal, albeit the rules are slightly different, but you've got an impartial planning inspector. Yeah. So that inspector will have all the reps, right from the get-go. So in terms of my earlier question about do we want people to restate any comments, of course we're not going to bar them, but we are absolutely going to be submitting everything that's been received, bookend in terms of the entirety of the process.
And it's quite, the regulations set out that you talk about issues that are raised in a consultation.
Right.
So it's about qualitative work, not just the quantity of what you've had, but actually what's been said and what have you done about that. So we will set that out in a consultation statement. The statement will be split into 2 parts effectively. So it will say these are the comments we've had on the policies that we drafted, and these are the comments we had on the sites.
Right.
So
and demonstrating how you've... Sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say we don't want people to feel, like you say, that they need to reiterate those things. Right. They'll be really comprehensive. The site summaries are all the reps at Reg 18.1, Reg 18.2. Hopefully logically set out so people can say, I raised that issue on infrastructure.
And that's how it's been.
What's happened with it?
There's a modification to either the wording of the policy or the allocation. Maybe it's been adjusted in size, or maybe something's been moved around, or some sort of component that's in direct response to that evidence gathering.
And sometimes, even if people don't see a change to policy, it might be that the answer to that query is in the evidence base.
Right.
And there is so much evidence of the local plan. What we might do is point people in that direction and say, this document considers that issue.
These are the headline issues by topic. So that'd be really helpful, wouldn't it? Because even just in these few minutes of us talking about it, there's a hell of a lot that's happened. It's not like DM when you're processing a planning application. There's so much to do and governed by different processes. I mean, I suppose you get a little bit of that from the DM side, but policy is...
And it's ranging over such, so many years, isn't it? Some of the evidence is kind of years old, so you're having to update it and renew it and go sense check. Is that
some of the landscape stuff we noticed from if there's a scheme on a site or near a site that it's been updated depending upon which position you're at.
And landscape's a good example because we've done the landscape work, but actually some of the reps we had at Reg 18.1 were querying some of those sites and kind of the impact, and we've gone, do you know what? We need to look at that in a bit more detail. So let's look at a new methodology. Let's look at assessing some of those sites in a little bit more detail than we had done and see if the plan and the allocations are where they should be.
A lot.
Yeah, meaty stuff.
Yeah.
Busy times.
Basically, mid-September, people can look out for that. There'll be links on the website. There'll be updates to the planning policy evidence base.
Yes.
And then the new local plan page, depending upon, I can't second guess what full council will do, but subject to full council signing off on that work, we'll begin the Reg 19 consultation. Excellent.
Yeah.
There's a separate question, which is a future Pulse episode, I think, which is something along the lines of why continue with a plan on the eve of LGR.
Yeah.
Now, I have views about that, and lots of people have. I'm sure you will. Other people have views about that. It's interesting, isn't it? We won't get into it now, but there's definitely something in that.
One to watch, one for next year,
pros
maybe.
And cons,
Okay,
all right. Thanks very much. Thanks for coming back
on.
Having me. You're very welcome to come back on to talk about
get
development plan process.
Next time.
Biscuits, yeah. See, you've got your cup of tea and hot water.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Cheers. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
See you soon. Bye.